Alright lads, so this morning we did get newest stages on the 9th anniversary Senkamu Tower. In this case, tier 2 is officially started. And remember, you'll basically have 10 days to do this. This time next week, on the 9th of August, is when tier 3 does begin, and that's when we have 10 more stages to tackle. Now, for this particular tier, we are getting 100 Spirit Orbs and also a Choose a 6-star summon ticket, which of course includes all past Senkamon characters. I've already gone ahead and cleared all 10 stages, so in this case, we're only going to focus on the extra stages because those are the ones that can be quite difficult. So first up for extra stage 1, it is a nightmare boss rush, so we are going against 3 characters here. And for this quest, we can't bring any Espada, but at the same time, we are forced to bring a Ronka. So we have a look at our characters here. You know, it is a tad bit limited. Of course, the most ideal character they want you to bring here is going to be Nelliel. But for these videos, for the sake of showing that you don't have to use the most optimal character, we're going to bring some alternative options. But I think there's definitely a lot of characters you can use here. In our case, what we're going to do is bring Cien. Because one thing you will see in this particular stage, if you don't have a good enough character, let's say your damage output isn't as good, what you can rely on is the good or reliable status elements. In a quest like this, if you don't have enough damage for some reason, you can just rely on inflicting burn non-stop, and that way you'll just chip away at the enemy's HP through damage over time status elements. In this case, Cien in particular does have burn and also lacerate, so that will probably help us out. With the immolator and lacerator, we're going to rely on just burning and lacerating our enemy's HP down to 0. Alright then, so let's see how this does go. So to my knowledge, because I have already done some testing, right, I originally planned to do this on stream, we need to get a status proc 3 times to kill Rukia. Now, if we were to use strong attacks, it would be a lot faster here, but I just want to show that we can beat without even dealing damage to the boss. Now, the status proc happens every 5 seconds, or has a chance to happen every 5 seconds. I believe it's like a 5-10% chance. We might be here for a while, though, I will be honest. There we go. We got our first proc. Only took us 40 seconds. We got our second proc. Unfortunately, I did get hit by the storm. That's fine. We didn't die at least, so we still have our 200% last stage. So that basically means we can take 2 soul bombs from the next 2 opponents. We just need to hopefully get another proc before Rukia. Actually, to be fair, we have to kill here. We do have to do 1 hit just to take down Rukia. Because, you know, status summons doesn't actually kill, right? But we can take 2 soul bombs now. Alright, so we got our first proc on Kokoto. Got our second proc on Kokoto. There we go. Unfortunately, did take a hit there, that's fine. And then we got our third proc. Kokoto goes down super quick. That's the thing with RNG, right? I mean, Kokoto went down in like 10 seconds, like 30 seconds max. Oh, we need to be careful here. We got our first proc on Shuren. Obviously, you can always use a soul bomb to get a guaranteed proc. We got our second one. There we go. We died there, that's fine. We just need to get 1 more proc. With long stride, we shouldn't be getting inflicted with a status element. Right, we're going to need to get lucky here before Shuren decides to use his soul bomb again. There we go. And then, oh, there we go, finish up with a normal attack. Well, there you have it. That's one thing you can do. Whenever there is a boss rush stage like that, and you don't have a character that can do good enough damage, you can always rely on status elements. Now, again, Cien is basically the best example of that. But if you are doing what I'm doing, don't do what I did and not use your strong attacks. Use your soul bomb, use your strong attack, so you don't have to spend 2 minutes like I did just to beat this quest. But there you go. Just using this particular stage as a reminder, status elements can be your friends in these quests. Extra quest 2 wanted to bring any character with an Aaroniero killer, I guess. And in this case, many drain-resistant enemies. So plenty of characters that we can bring here. Like, literally look at all these Aaroniero characters. I guess just the one character they don't want you to bring is Kyogre, because he has drain. I mean, what character can't we bring? There's plenty, right? Plenty. I guess in my case, just because why not? I like the character. Doesn't really matter what character we can bring here. There's a lot of characters you can bring. Let's just bring Rangiku, right? She has a Ronka killer. She can inflict a lacerate. Overall, should be a relatively good option here. But I would like to think that most people aren't going to struggle on this particular stage. I mean, I'm sure the enemies are going to be quite tanky, but any character with SP level 10 and a Ronka killer should get you through this quest in under 3 minutes. Remember, the good thing about these extra stages is that we aren't timed, or, you know, we aren't forced to beat it in under a minute. There's no reason to beat it as fast as you possibly can. Just beat the quest, and you're fine. In this case, I mean, the lacerator is coming in handy here. Obviously, we're doing good enough damage to begin with, but the lacerate is helping us out, just doing an extra bit of damage. Again, showing that status elements can be really good in Senkamon, especially when enemies like this have a lot of HP. Let's push back with the 1, use our 2. A lot of pushback attacks, but that's actually helping us out inflicting status elements. And then SA2 there we go. And then going into the final boss, Tesla. I mean, the great part about Rangiku is that she can inflict lacerate and also freeze. It's a very powerful combo. And it also applies weakened defense. Now, what we can do is push them back with our normal attacks and then just sit at the bottom as Tesla then gets unfreezed. Misses us with the Soul Bomb, and then we get to finish up with our SA2. Nice and easy stage, probably going to be the easiest stage in this entire tower. And I always like bringing Rangiku when I can. There we go. I've actually surprisingly got a lot of use out of her, a lot of fun out of her too, despite her not having like the best strong attack here. But there we go, extra stage 2. Let's check out the next extra stage. Extra stage 3, in this case, wants us to bring a Holo Killer, more specifically a power one. So I guess you can use Mugetsu here. And if they are immune to slow, that's going to be even better. So there might be a lot of slow pulls here. So in my case, since they're asking us to bring a Holo Killer, I mean, I don't feel bad using someone like Mugetsu because he was guaranteed in 2,000 orbs. But let's use a more older character, 8th anniversary Ichigo. Can never go wrong with this character. He's going to have great crowd control. Of course, also be immune to slow. And pretty much means we're not going to die. We could probably auto this quest, but I'm not going to bother. Oh, okay, there's a lot of slow pulls here. And of course, statues. And these statues can't be broken. What is going there? Okay. They don't have the biggest range to it. But I guess that's why we are bringing someone like Ichigo. Do they do anything? I mean, if I stand next to it, they don't inflict slow. It's not doing any damage, though. Seems like quite the easy stage, to be fair. There's not that many enemies from the looks of it. At least room 1 had not so many waves. Okay, I guess these traps can actually inflict stat elements, but Vortex SA2 usually lets us stand wherever we want to. And in that case, yeah, fairly simple. Only like 3 waves in each room. I guess the challenge part more so is maneuvering around the map, not get inflicted by slow. But Soul Bomb into the SA2, puts down Mashiro. She's not cooking a chocolate for us today. Extra stage 3, relatively easy. Relatively easy. That's weird. So in this case, strong attack damage is cut in half. Okay. Sorry, but affiliation only. Unbreakable special move. So we can't use our special move. We can use strong attack characters, but their damage is cut in half. And I guess ideally they want us to bring a no-attack damage character. So let's see what the option is here. I'll say right from the get-go, they definitely want you to bring 1000 Blood War Yamamoto. In his case, he does have no affiliation killer. He's guaranteed to inflict lacerate. He is going to be the ideal character here. If we actually sort by no affiliation killer, let's look at our alternative options here. More specifically, we have a look at mind characters. I guess there's not a lot. Quite literally these 3 characters if you want to meet all the rules. But you don't have to even bring a mind character. We can bring someone like this, for example. The new Toshiro. It seems like we are a tad bit limited on options here, but I guess you could also just bring any mind character with like a normal attack damage. In this case, you could bring the new Sergeant. You could probably bring Rukia, although it might be a tad bit awkward. But you know what? Maybe we'll do exactly that. So yeah, I feel like this is going to be quite tough, especially because we are going against 3 bosses here. But again, you probably could just do the strat to burn and poison, for example. But dodging Yuha shouldn't be much of an issue here. Quite easy to dodge a ranged character like himself, but I think when he transforms, it can be quite the issue. Let's go all the way up here. Unfortunately, did take a hit. That's fine, though. And a Broski transformed. Might be a bit of an issue now trying to dodge his attacks. Let's do that. There we go. Use our SA2 just to get a couple hits in. Use our strong attacks when we can to hopefully inflict a status element. Lucky for us. There we go. We got a freeze proc. There we go. We killed him. Lucky in our case. But stage 1 doesn't too bad because he is using all his normal attacks. Quite easy to dodge them too. This might be a bit of an issue. Just take advantage when he decides to use his strong attacks. Get a free hit in. Dodge him when we can. Now, I think he inflicts paralysis. So that's going to be quite the issue. Let's do that. Get up. Dodge that. Okay, lovely. Got a status proc. That's a free combo, basically. Make sure we don't get hit on that final hit, because that final hit can actually... does have some good back range to it, like that, for example. He has Flare +2. These bosses have skills, right? There we go. Status proc, free hit. There we go. Stage 2 done. We're making it a lot harder on ourselves, right? But that's the fun in it. All right, then, to attempt number 2. Let's see how this does go. Let's use our SA2 there, or SA1. Hopefully we get a status proc, right? That's what we kind of need to do. We also need him to use his normal attacks. If he does, we get a free combo. 2 free combos there. You love to see it. But luckily, dodge that. There we go. Can we dodge it? Nice, we even dodged this Soul Bomb. You love to see it. Kind of a bad position, I'm not going to lie. Oh, we're doing pretty good here. He's going to eventually use this Soul Bomb. That's fine, though. We still have like almost 200% last ditch. Let's use our SA2. There we go. We actually beaten there without even dying. No need for the last ditch, but definitely don't do what I do again. I'm trying to make it hard of myself just to show that you don't need to use the best characters. In that case, if you do decide to use a Nat character, a normal attack damage character, definitely bring a ranged one. In my case, I just brought Rookie because why not? At least I'm getting extra usages out of these characters, which is what I'm liking about this new tower. So, extra stage 5, there's no rules here. So, fairly simple, right? In this case, we are going against a power character, only up against Soipers, relatively easy then, right? You can bring Yachi Unohana if you pulled her on the most recent banner. Any speed Soiper killer would basically work it. In my case, let's just use Tensor. He's a premium character. I would like to think most people do have him. He's been out for a year at this point. If you don't, that's fine. Plenty of other great options. In my case, he's special level 2. So SP level 10, focus level 10, but I don't think it really matters. Okay, so that's going to be the gimmick for this stage. These traps are just stuck up. It's going to be a bit awkward though, because I have long stride. Damn, they do a K? Okay, they're going down actually. So I guess we're going to have to use that downtime. Unfortunately, I took 1,000 damage. That is crazy. Okay, a ranged character would be good here. A vortex character would actually be really good here. So in this case, I'm just going to play it super passive. Only really start moving around when those traps go up. Or when they go down more so. Now I have to go down here, okay. Luckily, it doesn't seem there's that many ways. Unfortunately, because I took damage though, we've lost a bit of DPS there. But not much of an issue. Might be a problem when we get into the final stage, but we'll see how it goes. See, I just play it super slow here. Use your strong attacks when they get too close, and then when the spikes go down, that's when you start making your movements. Alright, so up here. Okay, that's gonna not go well. Let's back up down here. Lucky for Tenta though, he does have good range. So now I have to go down to the bottom right. I'm waiting. I'm not moving. I'll wait. I'm not in a rush. Not in a rush. It's so funny seeing them go down slowly. That's cool though. This is fun. This time was different. It's different. I'm liking it. All right, then. So we're into Genpachi. I should have probably waited for my strong attacks to come back because right now we have nothing. So now let's use our Soul Bomb. Try and not get hit by any of the traps here. Let's try and dodge Genpachi. There we go. We took a hit, but that's fine. We've already lost our full stamina. Now we can go where we want to. Might as well go down here. Into the 2. Quickly try and flash them up to the other side. Use our SA1, and it looks like we have to use one more strong attack, and we have enough distance that by the time Genpachi gets to us, we put him down. That was a cool stage. That was different. Again, plenty of good characters to use here. Any character with Super Killer, if their speed even better, should get you through the quest. Just be careful where you are standing and don't rush. We have 3 minutes. Take full opportunity of those 3 minutes. Onwards to extra stages 6. So in this case, weaken resistance. So the enemies themselves cannot be weakened. We only want to bring Soipers, and funny enough, they do not want us to bring a Squad Zero character. In that case, they clearly don't want you to bring Ichibei. Not like I would anyway, because the enemies are immune to weakening. But I guess that's the funny stage that they don't want you to bring Ichibei. I mean, some of these towers, you know, the normal stages, kind of want you to bring a specific character. In this case, they're basically saying bring anyone but Ichibei. That's rare for us to see, but let's see our alternative options. Let's sort by Quincy Killer. Do we have anyone with Quincy Killer? Plenty of good characters you can bring. I mean, Yama, Lisa, Toshiro even maybe. Of course, also Ishin, right? I guess in my case, we'll just bring Chojuro. He is in the current banner, so again, you might have actually pulled him. He was in last year's banner. If you summoned on last year's banner, if you summoned on this banner, I'd be very surprised if you don't actually own this character. But hey, there's a potential chance you do get him in the future because he will be in the upcoming free epic raid summons. So what's the gimmick about this stage then? Is it just Quincy's? Doesn't seem like there's anything special. Yeah, so I guess it's just Quincy enemies. HP doesn't even seem that high. There are quite a lot of enemies, to be fair. But Jojo, the character that does have an increased chance to inflict stat elements. To be fair, only against speed enemies, so we're not going to see it be used too much. But, I mean, he's doing pretty good here. Let's use our 3. That enemy's quite tanky. First stage done in 30 seconds. Not too much of a problem then. I guess this thing is just that there's quite a lot of enemies with a decent amount of HP. But any character with Quincy Killer should be fine. If you pulled the most recent Ishin, he will probably absolutely breeze through this quest. The benefit of us using Chodra here is that when we do decide to use our Summon on the final boss, we can easily paralyze them and avoid taking damage from their Soul Bomb. Alright, there we go. SA3 finishes up there. Going into the final stage with 1 minute and 40 seconds to spare. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. Even's also a technique character, a speed character more so. So you can see there, we can just basically almost non-stop inflict stat with that SA2 watch. There we go. No need to even use our Soul Bomb. Let's back all the way down to the bottom right, though. So when he does spawn back in, we dodge his Soul Bomb. Inflicting with paralysis again. And then we put E-Burn down. Nice and easy. My Trojo is quite worked on, but even at 1525, you should be able to clear in under 3 minutes, assuming you have good accessories. Next up, we have Extra Stage 7. Many enemies with Iron Skin, resistance to all status augments, and once more they want us to bring Menina, the swimsuit version. There was a stage in our last tower, last tier, that also wanted us to do that. So in this case, basically just bring any Iron Skin character. So if we sort by Iron Skin, we can basically use any character here. In my case, since I want to, let's bring Halle Bell, right? She actually does have killer against the final boss, so that's going to work out in our favor. So let's see how this does go. Damage output, yeah, doesn't seem to be much of an issue. This is only a 1-5 Halle Bell. We have a lot of pushback attacks, at least the SA1. And the SA2 is a beam, so we can be able to, you know, keep our distance. Not struggle too much. And that SA1 actually can do quite a lot of damage too, so that's going to be really good against the boss stages. Oh, let's dodge out the way. Unfortunately, took some damage, so we've now lost a lot of DPS, but we'll keep it going. I mean, it will slow down the run, but it's not going to stop us from clearing this quest. Going into the second room, again, quite a linear map, so that's kind of working out in our favor. Let's flash step there. Lucky for us, these laceration traps are not staying up, you know? They're on a regular timer. Let's push down with the 1. Oh, unfortunately, we did take a hit there. That's fine, though. Damn, this is lasting a while. Hello? Don't tell me this doesn't stop. No way. Hello? No way. We have to... Okay. That's funny. Let's restart the quest. That is absolutely hilarious. Caleb having fun with this tower. I'm having fun with this tower. We'll take it. So let's be extra careful on where we are standing, not to get inflicted with laceration, because that's not gonna end. I mean, maybe it was only gonna last a minute, but I wasn't gonna sit there and find out. So again, we're not moving. We're letting that go down. There we go. Let's hopefully not take any damage, because that's gonna slow down our run quite a bit. All right. A lot of traps on the right side. Let's be careful with. Let them go up. Then we use that as our opportunity to attack. We're in the smallest corner, but they went down pretty quick there. And then push back. Hopefully no more waves. There we go. Nice. Now, what's the last state? Oh, come on. That is so unfair. That is so unfair. Yeah, oh, come on. Like, even if I restart the app, I'm guaranteed to... Is that the gimmick? Do I need to use someone that's immune to lacerate? All right, then. So let's redo that. Honestly, you're probably just better off bringing a character that is immune to every status element. So in that case, Menina, for example. You can also bring Concord Ichigo, and even Thousand Year Blood will send Yamaru. But in this case, right, if you're not immune to lacerate, you're forced to take damage. So what we're going to do here is just let Jukum kill us. That's fine. Now we revive, and we are able to do some damage. Although, not the greatest damage, I will be honest, since we have lost our full stamina. But the SA1 does push back quite a lot, so that will give us enough distance to hopefully avoid the Soul Bomb. Let's go down. SA1. There we go. Dodge that. Lovely. We're just going to keep him back. Come to us, we push you back. That's fine. Let's use our 2. Into the 1. Might as well move forward, use our SA3. Then Soul Bomb. SA1. And then finish up with the 2, although it seems like the SA1 did the job there. So, yeah, again, I make it harder on myself. Probably bring someone that's immune to status element. If you need to, probably just get the character last ditch. So when you are guaranteed to get inflicted with lacerate in that particular stage, you just respawn it. You can just revive and therefore be immune. Stage number 8 is having us start with low stamina. There are paralysis pools, and we are going up against a Quincy, Stamritter, and of course also 2 captains. So in this case, they do want us to bring the new Sergeant. Let's look at alternative options that are captain killers. It's definitely going to be awkward even with Sergeant, because you want to be using like a ranged character. I guess what we can do is just look at a super killer. In this case, I guess Quincy Ichigo, 7th anniversary Ichigo in particular, would probably do the job here. Let's just use him. Now, I will be honest, my Ichigo is max transcended. I don't really want to, you know, spend gold to remove his transcendent slots. But, you know, if we clear it very fast, we should be relatively fine. I've now just realized we're starting the quest at low stamina. That's going to be an issue. But let's just go with it, right? So in this case, yeah, with Ichigo, it's not going to be much of a problem. Can we inflict stars limits? We should be able to. Unless I misread something. Okay, alright, now I was about to question if we can even inflict stars limits there. But at least when we do inflict the stars limit, damage output is actually good enough here. Let's back all the way down here, though, so when he does use his Soul Bomb, it's not going to hit us. Even at 1-5, I think if you give the character low stam links, Koga, for example, you probably would be absolutely golden. So make sure if you are using 7th Anniversary Ichigo, make sure he's equipped well. Don't do what I just did. Let's use our SA1. Got a status proc, love to see it. Let's use our 3 into the 2. Might also use our 1, get an extra bit of damage, and again, back all the way down. Dodges Soul Bomb. That's the best part about paralysis. Very easily dodgeable. And there we go. Now into the last stage, Bambietta, where we have 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. In this case, I'm not even going to use my Soul Bomb. No need to. Now, we got a status proc, so the enemy is now weakened and also paralyzed. But unfortunately, we did that before the SP boost wore off. We're probably going to get an SP boost here. Or not. Okay, we got it there. Literally last attack. Let's push her back. Then go down to avoid her Soul Bomb. There we go. Just got to finish up with the attacks. Got a status proc and then combo that into the 2. Finish up with the 1. So yeah, if you have a 1-5-2-5 Quincy Ichigo, 7th anniversary Ichigo, probably good enough to be used here. Just make sure you give him low stam links, or at the very least, strong attack damage links, right? I think I had a bunch of full stam. That didn't help us out in the long run, but beat it relatively easy. And again, if you can't beat it, best thing to do is rely on burn and also lacerate or poison. That way you can just cheese through the quest and beat it using status elements. So this stage clearly wants us to bring the new 1000-year Blood War Soifun. The last stage wanted us to bring Sergeant, and obviously the next stage, I assume 10 is going to want us to bring the new Toshiro. So extra stage 9, Unbreakable Nortac Disabling Traps. That's fine, we're not using that character. Unbreakable Special Move Traps, so we're strictly using strong attacks here. So we are up against a human, so let's sort by Human Killer. Power Human Killer, we can basically bring any character here. I brought Eburn last time, let's bring Eburn again. In Eburn's case, we can actually have a pushback attack, as well as a Vortex. That's going to be really good for getting the boss away if we need to dodge their Soul Bomb, right? Alright, the spawns are a bit awkward here. Do these enemies have poise? It feels like they do. I don't think they do. I don't know. It just feels like it. Yeah, they definitely don't. Oh, but yeah, okay. We took a fat hit there. We're going to stick with it, though. Looks like we're doing good enough damage anyway. But this definitely might be a quest some people spend... But this definitely might be a quest where you have to have 2 attempts. More so just remember where the bosses spawn in. The enemies more so... I keep calling these humans bosses. They might as well be bosses. Just know where they spawn so you don't have what happened to me with that enemy instantly spawning in. And there are a lot of enemies here, damn. Again, it feels weird to have, like, a stage with, like, so many waves of enemies. But again, as long as we beat each stage in, like, a minute, that's honestly fine. The boss stage, unironically, is usually the easier ones. Because we actually get to use our Soul Bomb, too. Oh, damn. Right then, so let's redo that. This time, we are now at full stamina. So our damage isn't being nerfed here. And let's just make sure we stand far back, right? Eburn's a ranged character. Shouldn't be much of an issue. And let's make sure that we have a strong attack ready the second a new wave does spawn in. So if anything, I don't really... Whoa, that could have been a problem there. Let me use my SA3. Okay, I guess not. SA2. There we go. I don't really want to use an SA1 into a next wave because that doesn't have, like, the best invincibility frames. Having said that, we literally just did the exact thing I said I shouldn't do, but I was quite confident the enemies weren't going to spawn there. Alright, so a new enemy spawned in. Let's use our 2. Push back up with the 1. And then SA3 should kill here. There we go. That should definitely be the last stage, right? Or last wave of enemies. Yeah, okay. 1 minute to go. We still have our Soul Bomb. That's guaranteed to inflict lacerate. Never mind, we can't use our Soul Bomb. That's fine, because we can actually push back. Let's push back with the 2. Did we get a status proc? No, we don't. That's fine. SA1 to the... Okay, we did not want to inflict the status on it, I'll be honest. I have no idea where she is. Let's just push her back. Is she not using her Soul Bomb? Okay. I mean, that makes it easier for us. That makes it easier for us. There we go. Not too bad then. Is she also sealed? Is that like the gimmick? So, I'm not too sure. But Eburn does the job. No need for Soifun. 2-minute play time, but we did beat it. And then lastly, we have extra stage 10. We are up against no affiliation enemies, and in this case, there is an unbreakable special move trap. That seems relatively simple, I will be honest. So any character with no affiliation killer, to be honest, you can just bring your best heart character. Let me just bring Kyogre, why not? Again, assuming you've been playing this game long enough, you should at least have one heart character worked on, and assuming they have enough damage here, you should be honestly fine. You can bring the new Toshiro, you can bring True Shikai Ichigo, just any recent heart character should be honestly fine here. Let's find out. I mean, obviously, Kyogre will be, right? Honestly, yeah, not going to be much of an issue on stage 10 then. And the more we kill, the stronger we get. We're already at plus 40. The more enemies they add, the faster we get to 100%. Already on 60%. not even that many enemies, to be fair. Funny enough, this might be our easiest stage. Granted, it's like the first time I'm actually using a good character. But it doesn't seem like this stage has any gimmicks. It's just the soul bomb. Or I guess here there's going to be quite a lot of enemies, right? Oh, enemies and a boss. I mean, damage. Damn, we did crazy amount of damage there. So there's actually a bunch of enemies spawning in, but if you kill Ichigo fast enough, they stop spawning in. I think the added enemies there was the gimmick, but didn't make it too hard. Funny enough though, stage 10 seemed to be one of the easier ones. But there you have it, lads. That is all extra stages done for tier number 2 of the 9th anniversary Senkaku Tower. Again, once more, just like in tier 1, had a lot of fun doing that. The quests themselves were somewhat challenging. A lot of the stages had fun gimmicks, and most of these stages weren't that restrictive. I mean, this one, maybe bringing a Ranky character is a bit restrictive. I think there was one where you had to bring, a no affiliation character, or Soipa only, but I think there's plenty of character use here. Most of them should be relatively easy beatable. I would probably say this stage was a lot easier when compared to the first tier. But either way, I had a lot of fun doing that. Hopefully lads did too. Let me know what characters you did use in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and peace.